Hey, how's it going? We are continuing a series where we're taking a look at different opportunities available for businesses, where you can see for different opportunities in regards to access to finance, facilities, perhaps different people on sites that could help you with the different areas depending on what kind of problems you yourself might be interested in tackling or solving for large groups of people ideally. uh, would I put together a list? Perhaps I would finalize today with everything what I'm gonna be covering within Europe. It's just that I don't know. I don't know if there's even people up there in Europe keen of solving any problems. Perhaps they operating purely on the self-interest. We will see. We will see. So I'm gonna do one round now, and perhaps it's worth coming back and say hi again in about 2 months or so. So and I'll gonna keep rinse and repeat the same process, but perhaps that's how I'll approach that. Or perhaps I'll try to add another organizations in the mix and see what would be the process of working together. Usually it might take time, right? So it can take 2 months, it can take 3 months. I don't know, everyone's busy, whatever case might be. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at European Innovation Council, and let's do a little bit of research and try to understand what this organization is all about. The same station is within the UK. Sometimes it can take up to 4 months or 6 months, even solving very simple problem. It's just because of I don't know. It's sometimes when you're working with the people, you first, that person perhaps not necessarily knows how to solve the problem in the first place. Then you need to sit down and explain to that person what kind of problem you coming to him with. Then he might direct you to another person, and that person might work on a completely different problem. So that person would need to drop everything what he's doing, come back to your issue and try to explain how to resolve this issue and what kind of whatever. I don't want to go into too much in detail, right? But the same issue is everywhere, right? So perhaps the same would whatever is happening in Europe can take time. Hopefully, it can take less time, and there are some of the even software solutions can overcome some of those problems, right? When it comes to understanding and less friction, and hopefully by doing that, we can reduce time, reduce expenditure, and offer a lot of value to large groups of people. Or hopefully, some of those software solutions. But until then, we're gonna be working good old, I don't know, reaching out, saying hi, administration staff. From there, progressing to another person, and perhaps from there, actually signing some contracts and moving forward. But until then, my process can take you longer than 6 months. Let's try to understand what this European Innovation Council is all about, what are set targets for this council, uh, some of the reasoning why this council was set up in the first place. As I'm going to tackling this organization from a business perspective, or so what kind of opportunities they have available, how to work together, how easy it is to reach out to this organization and get in contact with them and all that. Some of those organizations sometimes they might operate on completely different level, on such a high level that nobody would even be able to approach some of those organizations that was set up by taxpayers in the first place, which is kind of interesting point. But anyway, so that would be my own perspective. I have covered a number of those already, but either way, this is what I set target for myself. Right, backing visionary entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is a person who is willing to take financial risk in order to. So I don't know. I don't know. So but this is what they set for themselves, right? So ideally they're gonna be working with you. Perhaps they won't be very problematic people to work with. The EIC is a European flagship innovative program to identify, develop, and scale up breakthrough technologies and game-changing innovation. Again, myself, many times, so the system that I'm going to be using is something that's called technology readiness levels, right? Usually, when you have an idea and you're looking to progress that from one to from zero, from one, you're looking to progress to all the way to perhaps number nine. Something or perhaps this organization might be able to support different entrepreneurs when it comes to developing ideas into products or services, and from there launching those. So this is the idea behind reaching out to this organization, right? So very basic understanding. Everyone who is interested in reaching out to some of these organizations, if not, they perhaps should advise you on how to even have that basic understanding, right? Uh, I'm taking a look at organization's website. I can attach this website in the description for those of you who are interested. It's very quick, easy to do search online what you can do, but either way, I can attach a link in the description. I'm not supported by any of those organizations. Perhaps I should be supported, but I'm not supported. On organizations' website, some of those services that they can potentially offer, that would be a pathfinder, as well as transition, as well as acceleration, right? Which is kind of interesting. Perhaps they themselves are they more operating to already established organizations, right? So it depends for pathfinder. Depends. So perhaps process improvement or transition, perhaps is something that you're already doing and looking for better ways, or transitioning from perhaps grocery into perhaps logistics, or either way, either way. But for everyone, I would highly recommend everyone to reach out to this organization, since if anything, this organization, from what I understand, has been funded by European the union, and so it should be able to offer advice to everyone, right? It should. This organization should work for taxpayers, right? As well as there's a lot of information. So some of the ways of learning more about it would be listen to podcasts or TED talks, and perhaps they will do a lot of good things within the industry, as well as seems that they have some statistics. I don't know if those statistics are accurate. If anything, pain points. Let's touch on the pain points. I don't because this organization thinks that that's what's really important, right? This organization thinks that 11% of female CEOs. Some of the statistics that they should we're looking to increase that. Great. How myself can how can I help to increase that? Look at me. They keep encouraging me here in UK to increase that. How can I increase that? How? Okay, so I understand what they're trying to achieve, right? Which is good, right? As well as receiving blended finance would be 68%, as well as companies selected 47. They need to increase those numbers, as well as estimated budget that would be 349 million. And top countries, 15 would be the first one would be France, the next one would be Germany, and 13, but either way, without going too much into detail, right? So that they have some support opportunities available, perhaps not necessarily limited to those countries, and perhaps other countries should take part in some of those competitions as well, and or to say the least, try to understand how they can organize those businesses within their organizations, whatever those organizations might find themselves in, right? When it comes to say the least, seeking for support and additional opportunities of that. Uh, there might be a lot of different opportunities. Myself, I'm not looking for PR. I'm not looking for the other areas. There's so many different areas that this organization might give you awards, or they might bring you on stage and give you an award, which is kind of cool, I guess, depending on what people are looking for. Currently, perhaps a lot of businesses might be interested in what kind of opportunities the organization can offer, right? So let's touch on Pathfinder. That would be support research and deep tech projects with the high risk degree of scientific ambition and risk, right? As well as transition, supporting maturation and validation of novel ideas from lab to businesses, and bridge the gap between application development as well as acceleration, supporting startups and small and or medium-sized entrepreneurs to develop and or scale up to new markets or distribute existing ones. So there's three opportunities there. Let's delve deeper into every one of those. So let's touch on finance only. let's poke some holes into the way how they structure that, right? So let's start with Pathfinder. With the Pathfinder programs that EIC support the exploration of bold ideas for radically new technologies. Bold ideas, what they mean by bold ideas, haven't been proven ideas. So that means when you're writing down a project, you need to prove that the idea gonna work, right? So that's a bold idea. Usually, that the person who written this text has no idea. He have never written the project himself, right? But he's kind of erring on naive, if anything, because when you're operating as a business, as you is something that you're looking to generate profit in the future or perhaps near future, bold ideas is uh, this is where perhaps a lot of people who haven't done anything might fall victim of some of those descriptions, right? Perhaps yourself, you should consider operating as a business and how fast you can generate profits in the beginning, how fast you can do that. Day one, day two, generating profit. From there, taking on more risk and perhaps venturing into so you can reduce your risk by actually having core product that would work, and from there you can add additional projects on top of that, and then you can take on more financial risk or resources that are wasted of your time. Then you can progress into those they opening up with some of those cutting edge bold ideas. Usually that not necessarily would go anywhere. So it's kind of great, people being ambitious, but let's take a look at the statistics of how many businesses might fail and why would those businesses would fail. Let's move on to the next one. That would be EIC transition, and let's take a look at some of the financial support available there. Again, they most likely they have finances, they have a budget, and they would expect you to send them different projects, right? And they don't mind reading in kind of interesting projects and later laughing out of those projects and then showing those projects to others with the bold ideas. Most of the bold ideas haven't been proven, right? Or if it haven't been proven, it works, and perhaps you can progress from those, right? So this is usually that's my personal experience of working with some of those boards up there. Usually it's five people on that board. Usually it's an academic background that they're business leaders, right? And usually that's where the pain would come, and a lot of time, ideas, and dreams would be wasted on those kind of people. So be careful of that. When we're looking at transition funds, innovative activities that go beyond the experimental proof of concept in laboratory or support both. We're looking to progress. So look again, as I mentioned, we're looking at technology readiness level, right? So most likely they're going to be looking for mature technologies, something that have been developed and launched. So after prototype, once you have it and your business successful and having product services, then improving those technologies or expanding to different markets. So this competition is more geared towards that. Let's move to the last one. The EIC Accelerator is funding program under Horizon Europe that offers support to startups and SMEs that have innovative game-changing products. Okay, game-changing. I like that. Not bold and risk-taking. It's a waste of everyone's time and energy. Service or business model that could create new markets or disrupt existing ones. Okay, that person knows what he's talking about, which is kind of good. Not bold. Take keys on that. Perhaps he has issues in his personal life, I guess. Next one will be have ambition and commitment to scale up. Next one are looking for substantial funding, but the risk involved are too high for private investors to invest, which is kind of good. Or perhaps I'll try reaching out to groups within this team. I don't know if I would be classified as eligible since I'm not really within Europe currently. Anyway, I don't know. But I'll reach out to this organization and see if that's something that we can work on and collaborate together on. Uh, For those of you who are interested in learning more, I have published a course. Within this course, I'm sharing a lot of fundamental areas would be important, in particular, how you should make sure that you aren't gonna lose any of your money. In particular, sometimes some of those competitions would give you money or access to capital just once. If you fail in the beginning, they would have a record of you failing and not necessarily would give you money for a second time. So that's what's called bold. I don't know if that's the way how you should behave when it comes to money and working with your business and taking bold actions. I don't know. Either way, within this course, some of those 12 different areas that would be even starting with a budget, right? How to establish a budget, starting with your personal budget, progressing into running a number of different budgets, starting up different businesses. That will be one of the key areas. This and more information. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If not, there's a QR code in the corner, as well as you can find more information on the company's website. If some of the people are feeling bored reading some of those projects, who some of the project managers would structure some of those projects so that numbers would work, right? Numbers would work. So most of the things would make sense, if not everything, right? Projects would make sense. Everything would make sense, right? And some of the people are looking for some wild ideas on the internet because they are bored, right? And in particular, when it comes to managing some of those projects, being bored and giving some of that money to supporting some of those projects, bold ideas. I don't know if perhaps it's just this narrative I can poke some fun in. But either way, I don't know. So perhaps they have good intentions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.